Breaking news. The Los Angeles Chargers are making headlines, and fans, you'll want to hear this. Just days before their second preseason matchup against the Rams, the Bolts have shaken up expectations in a way nobody saw coming. With training camp intensity still fresh and injuries forcing tough calls, the spotlight now lands squarely on Justin Herbert. And what the Chargers are about to do could change the tone for Week 1 entirely. But before we dive into the latest updates straight from the heart of Chargers camp, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to ring the bell icon so you never miss a single update on your team. Now, let's get into the story making every Chargers fan lean forward. The decision to start Herbert in this preseason clash isn't just about reps. It's a calculated move that could define the early momentum of the season. The upcoming Chargers-Rams showdown has one storyline stealing all the headlines. Justin Herbert is officially set to start. Yes, you heard that right. For the first time in his career, Herbert will take snaps in a preseason game. Jim Harbaugh confirmed the move, and it's already sparking a split reaction among fans. On one side, there's the Protect Herbert at all costs camp, worried about risking their franchise quarterback in August. On the other, a crowd eager to see the offense find its rhythm early, with live game reps that can't be replicated in practice. Even in a limited role, perhaps a single drive, maybe two, Herbert's presence changes everything. The receivers run sharper routes, the run game opens up, and the tempo rises. It's the kind of controlled test that winning teams use to hit Week 1 at full speed. But there's another layer to this matchup: the offensive line. With Rashawn Slater sidelined and positions shifting across the front, this game becomes a live evaluation. Can the unit hold up against real pressure with Herbert under center? Where are the weak points? Who steps up when the depth is tested? Keep an eye on Jamari Salyer. Whether he's lining up at guard or tackle, these reps could be the proving ground for a bigger role. For the Chargers, this isn't just a preseason game. It's a real-time experiment, one that could shape the opening weeks of their season. Yes, there's risk, and no one wants to see Justin Herbert in harm's way. But this move could be crucial before Week 1 against the Chiefs. That opener isn't just any game. It's a division battle. It's happening on foreign soil in Brazil, and it's packed with variables that could swing momentum early in the season. In matchups like that, preparation is everything. Starting Herbert now likely means we'll see a handful of other starters take the field as well. Names like Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnston could line up alongside him. But one area that has my full attention: the run game. The quarterback's presence often sets the tone for how effective the ground attack can be. The way the offense sells play action, the way defenders are forced to respect the passing threat, it all works together. And in this game, rookie running back Omarion Hampton has a real chance to make a statement. Last week, the Rams surrendered significant rushing yards to the Cowboys, despite winning big. That opens a door for Hampton to show what he can do against a defense that's already shown cracks. For the Chargers, it's not just about the box score. It's about seeing how Hampton handles live NFL speed, how he reads blocks, and how he adapts when the play breaks down. With Herbert on the field and the offense closer to full strength, this game becomes a rare opportunity to watch all the moving parts work together, and to find out whether Hampton can be more than just a rookie with potential, but a difference maker right out of the gate. The Chargers' backfield picture is shifting fast, and it's creating opportunities we didn't expect to see this early. With Najee Harris sidelined by a sensitive eye injury, there's growing uncertainty about when he'll return. Eye injuries can be tricky. Even without heavy contact, the strain and impact of football can risk setbacks. That means the Chargers may have to lean on Omarion Hampton sooner than planned. Hampton isn't being asked to carry the full workload alone, but make no mistake, he's at the top of the rotation right now. Expect to also see Kamani Vidal in the mix, and perhaps Rocket Sanders if Harris's recovery stretches into the season. Still, Hampton is the one the coaching staff will be evaluating most closely, both as a runner and a pass catcher. Every snap he takes now helps reveal how ready he is for a critical role when the regular season begins against Kansas City. But Herbert's presence in this game impacts more than the ground attack. It also sharpens the focus on the receiving core. At the top, there's no mystery. Ladd McConkey and Keenan Allen have looked in sync all camp, with Allen's return instantly rekindling his chemistry with Herbert. The real question lies further down the depth chart. One name to watch is Trey Harris. Built for the perimeter role with his size, strength, and physical style, Harris fits the mold of an outside weapon. Yet, so far this preseason, he's been quiet. No catches against the Saints or Lions. Saturday's game could be his chance to change that and prove he's ready to claim a meaningful role in the offense. For all the questions surrounding Trey Harris, there's still reason for optimism. While his preseason production has been quiet, his training camp work tells a different story. When Ladd McConkey sat out briefly with a minor issue, Harris stepped in as the Chargers' WR1 in drills with Justin Herbert, and he didn't waste the chance. In those reps, he looked confident, physical, and in sync with the offense. That's why Saturday's game matters. We don't need highlight reels from Harris, just a glimpse of that camp chemistry showing up under the lights. A couple of catches, a contested grab, maybe a timing route with Herbert, enough to prove the connection is building and ready to translate when it counts. Quentin Johnston also falls into that must-watch category. His camp has been a mix of big play flashes and frustrating drops, but when he's on, his ceiling is high. If Herbert is playing, it's a perfect chance to see Johnston convert that potential into consistent production. Then there's Tyler Conklin, a player who could quietly solve a problem the Chargers have had for years. Reliable tight end play has been rare since the days of Hunter Henry, with only brief surprises like Jared Cook's short stint. Conklin has shown flashes in camp, but game reps with Herbert will be the true test. If he can settle in as that dependable middle-of-the-field option, the offense gains a dimension it's been missing for far too long. Tight end stability has been hard to come by for the Chargers in recent years, but Tyler Conklin might be the answer. His track record in New York shows he can be that steady, chain-moving target, and training camp glimpses with Justin Herbert have hinted at real chemistry. The same goes for Trey Harris. The talent is there, the connection with Herbert has been spotted in practice, and now it's about proving it under live game pressure. This matchup is the perfect stage for that. Of course, the starting offense will draw most of the spotlight, but their time on the field will be brief, likely just a couple of drives. After that, the game shifts to the backups, and that's where things get intriguing. Trey Lance is expected to handle the bulk of the snaps, and his continued development could be one of the most important storylines of the preseason. Surrounding him will be players like Rocket Sanders, Kamani Vidal, and Haskins in the backfield, along with receivers Lambert Smith and Darius Davis, all looking to show they can push the depth chart forward after a mixed start, particularly against the Saints. And while offense is the main talking point, the defense could quietly give us some key glimpses as well. If the starters take the field, it will be worth watching Derwin James, not necessarily for big plays, but for how the secondary aligns around him. When James moves closer to the line of scrimmage or into the nickel, who takes over the deep safety responsibilities? Even in a limited sample, those snaps could offer early clues about how this unit will function once the real games begin. One of the most intriguing defensive storylines this week is how the Chargers deploy Derwin James. His ability to shift between deep coverage, box safety, and even nickel roles was a major factor in last season's defensive success. The question is, when James moves closer to the line, who takes over on the back end? Will it be Tony Jefferson, R.J. Mickens, or perhaps Elijah Molden or Alohi Gilman? Seeing that rotation in action, even briefly, could reveal a lot about the defensive structure heading into the regular season. The secondary depth chart is another area worth watching closely. Jesse Minter's defense thrives on rotation, meaning traditional cornerback 1 and cornerback 2 labels don't always tell the full story, but knowing which players the staff trusts most still matters. Tarheeb Still, Cam Hart, and Dante Jackson are the expected leaders, yet the real intrigue is in the next wave. Benjamin St. just struggled last week, while Nico Reed shined. Unfortunately, standout Eric Rodgers won't suit up after one of the best preseason performances by a Chargers defender in recent memory, and his absence opens the door for others to see snaps. And then there's the defensive line, a unit that's been quietly impressive so far. The pass rush has been relentless in both the Hall of Fame game and week 1 of the preseason, but the interior play might be the bigger surprise. Jamari Caldwell notched a sack last week before leaving with a minor elbow issue, Tito Iono has been a consistent presence in camp, and Deshaun Hand has flashed disruptive ability. Watching how this interior group holds up against the Rams' offensive line could provide early signs of whether the Chargers can generate inside pressure, a crucial factor when facing Patrick Mahomes in Week 1. The Chargers' interior defensive line has quietly become one of the most encouraging developments of the preseason. Tear Tart, in particular, could be the finishing touch this group needs. He's expected to start at nose tackle, and after flashing promise last season, he now has the chance to cement himself as a difference maker. If Tart delivers a dominant series or two, it might just erase years of uncertainty at that position. It's a spot the Chargers have struggled to solidify, so seeing it become a strength would be a massive step forward. There's even a chance Tart could follow a similar trajectory to Poona Ford, a player many thought was on the decline, only to revive his career and earn a big payday. And yes, we may actually see Ford on the opposite sideline with the Rams in this matchup. On the edges, the story is just as intriguing. Caleb Murphy is making the kind of preseason splash that forces a coaching staff into tough decisions. With multiple sacks already, he's proving he belongs in this league, and maybe even in the regular rotation. But that's where the challenge lies. The Chargers aren't cutting fourth-round pick Kylian Kennard, yet Murphy's production makes him hard to ignore. Add in the possibility of seeing Tuli Tuipulotu, and maybe even a glimpse of Khalil Mack, and you've got the makings of a fierce, unpredictable pass rush. As for the Rams, they've shown they can move the ball. They put up 31 points on Dallas, with quarterback Stetson Bennett looking sharp, and the run game doing much of the heavy lifting. It's a reminder that the Chargers' defense, both in the trenches and on the perimeter, will be tested in this one. Blake Corum and rookie Yarquis Hunter from Auburn were the spark that kept the Rams' offense steady last week. Both backs ran with purpose, and that ground game was the foundation of their win. The Cowboys simply couldn't contain them. Rushing lanes opened up, and the Rams took full advantage. The Chargers, though, showed something different against the Saints. They limited the running backs to modest gains, forcing the quarterback to be the leading rusher. That kind of discipline up front could be the key to keeping this Rams offense in check. If they can hold the line, keep the plays in front of them, and control the clock, it not only helps the defense stay fresh, but also gives the offense more time to find its rhythm. As for how I see it playing out, I'm calling a 30-23 Chargers win. Expect more scoring than last week. Both offenses have enough firepower to put points on the board, but the real story will be the battles in the trenches. This isn't about chasing a preseason trophy. It's about evaluation, chemistry, and proving depth. The Rams looked sharp last week, but if the Chargers front holds steady, they can tilt the game in their favor. And maybe, just maybe, we get to see a big-time drive from Omari and Hampton to close it out. The kind of series that sticks in your mind heading into the season.